Welcome to the final 9. It is round 3 at the LWS Open at Idlewild, presented by Dynamic Disc and the Natty, part of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your two hot geese.
Honk, honk.
Honk.
We are watching Catrina Allen shred. She's 3 down bogey free. Ohn Scoggins not far behind her. She's 2 down and 2 strokes behind. Alexis Mandujano and Hansen tied for 4th right now. Missy Gannon from Chase Cards in solo 3rd. It's pretty tight. I mean...
So tight.
So tight.
No. But seriously. We had great conditions out there, so it was nice to be able to really focus on your lines instead of on drying your discs and figuring out how to hold your umbrella with only 2 hands.
And watching your feet so you don't slip.
Yeah.
Or less of that.
Yep, a lot less. But look at everyone. We're all within about 8 strokes in the top 10 here. And any hole can be a birdie or a double bogey, really.
This one, I don't know if this one can be a birdie.
True that.
368 plays over 400 up the hill. Really tight line here. You can't flex it too much, but you really want to get the distance. So just controlling it, trying to get anywhere around this ditch or ideally slightly past it to leave yourself a pretty straightforward pitch up is what you want. There's no OB. There's just trees everywhere. Be careful.
There are trees everywhere. The drone kind of follows the line you should follow, which is not a line that discs do.
Thank you. Ohn getting lucky. But just, I don't know. You just kind of root her on,
Yeah.
even though you're competing against her. You know, I think more than most people. Catrina, a little early left side, but great power and also gets through to the ideal landing zone.
Ella probably holding a putter.
No, it's her FD. Come on.
I know,
Come
I'm
on.
just kidding.
Wouldn't be surprised if she went over the trees, though. Ella landing in that ditch, which is kind of weirdly the landing zone.
Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of tough because if you don't get far enough, even if you're on the fairway, there's so many roots and bad footing that, you know, it
makes it really difficult to get that second shot up to the green.
Alexis with also a great shot, throwing a passion there. Catrina with a step out sidearm.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so good.
Awesome. That was her SP Rift.
Really nice little flex.
Man, everyone way up there. You don't often see, like, getting through the right and left side, you know. Some fortunate breaks. Ohn from the ditch.
The ditch, a.k.a.
The
landing zone.
Uh-huh. Ella in the ideal landing zone as well.
Not the only FPO landing zone in a ditch at Idlewild.
Everyone laying up inside the circle for their par.
No birdies on the day on hole 10.
Cash money for Alexis. Great par.
Yep, par feels good. No one even landing in circle 2 today. So this is just hole 10.
Yep. You just do it and you leave. Ohn with a really good par. Oh.
Oops.
Catrina with her first bogey. Missing high. Kind of laughing it off. And Ella for her par.
54% of the field taking a bogey or worse here, so you're not really losing that many strokes on the field here. You're like, whatever.
It's fine.
It happens.
Then you get to go to this one.
Hole 11. Shortest hole in the course, 192. A little bit uphill, super narrow gap. Sidearm works or backhand up the gut. There's also a little hyzer play where you can get some ground action. We'll see Ohn throw that line. I like landing left or right of the basket. Erika yesterday talked about how if you land short, it makes for an awkwardly uphill putt. So ace running, I think, is the play here.
I saw this for the first time today from someone else as well, hitting that hyzer gap. You just want to throw something high speed and, you know, trust that it's going to skip up towards the pin. That was a great shot from Ohn. Ella early left, kicks pretty far. We'll see.
There's so
This is the
many
worst
bushes.
feeling bogey on the course.
Yeah, and there's so many bushes over there. It's so difficult.
Nice straight shot from Alexis. Whoa.
Lays down nicely.
Yeah, she's inside the circle. Kind of one of those awkwardly uphill putts, but she's pretty close. Catrina throwing her beadless steady. This is what she putts with as well. And that was a great shot. All right, Ella with a pretty big gap to get there. Throws a little flexy, little cheeky sidearm. That was great.
She's got so much good speed control.
Yeah, her touch is amazing.
Yeah, everything's just right next to the pin. It's like she's maybe throwing it to like one of her ultimate team members. She's just like, here you go.
Alexis with a great putt. Ohn from a similar distance, just on the other side. Little uphill. Fell out right side, it looked like.
In these baskets, I can't quite figure out the sweet spot. It's not right. It's not center. It's not left. You just kind of got to throw it in there.
Yeah, just in there.
See what happens.
Catrina gets it in there for a great birdie. Gets her right back to 3 down.
Nice par save from Ella.
So close from Ohn on the birdie, but she'll take a par. Hole 12 is super technical. It's averaging a stroke over par. You need to throw something either straight down the fairway here, or you can kind of cut on this right side. You see that little mini gap right there. You can throw a sidearm or a like really understable backhand. You're landing about right here ideally, and then you want to just punch something out the gap. You want to throw it really straight. This left side's dangerous, but you do want to fade at the end and maybe get a nice skip towards the basket. You got to be careful. There's so many trees here. You can skip too far. You can roll. Like this.
There's a lot of blocked putts too.
There's a lot of things happening on this hole. But let's just start with the tee shot.
You know how when you play at courses where you have to throw over trees and they get taller and taller and that shot gets harder and harder? I swear this landing zone just keeps growing closer together.
I don't think that's the same thing.
It gets smaller every year.
That's huge.
That is huge.
That's the way to attack this hole, is to take that inside sidearm gap. Risky though.
It is so risky.
I would say early right's the worst place to be. Wow, Catrina going backhand putter. I think that's her steady again.
Ooh, that's a perfect spot.
Yeah.
That is as good as it gets.
I mean, Alexis is better.
True.
Ohn burning over, but kicking back into the fairway, it looks like.
Ella using the height, trying to get that disc to carry right, and it gets a little bit of play off the right side trees. We'll see what she has to work with.
Yeah, I can get tight on this left side if you push too far. Ohn dealing with this corner still.
Too sharp of an angle for the forehand, but
I think she gets all the way out.
yeah.
Ella really not left with anything. She's going overhand just to get back into the fairway. And that needs to, maybe roll back into the middle.
Yeah, she'll be kind of jammed up in that corner, but maybe she'll have something to work with.
Yeah, if she's not too deep. Catrina really in a great landing zone here. Like catching that branch? Dang. She's still in a good spot to attack for par, but bummer. And Alexis with one of the best drives I've seen. She splits the V. And that's a great angle.
Wow. Look at it curl up just right under the pin. That is so sick.
That was an undertaker.
That V tree, it's funny, it is the perfect line. Like that's exactly where you want it to be.
You don't want to go to either side. You're like, that's it. And it's just wide enough where you can get away with it.
Look at Ohn with that flex shot up to right around circle 1 edge.
Yeah, maybe 40-ish. Catrina's third.
A little early, but that can work. Not today.
No, that little tiny grove of trees, don't know what to call it, is thick. Man, LLF was
Oof.
really nothing here.
Yeah, she was pinched a lot more than I thought. You can see Ella's giving a prime example of how this plate is the most difficult hole of the day.
Oh, nice.
Lots of trouble you can get in everywhere.
It's funny how it switched every day.
It did.
The most difficult hole. Ella pitching up here, not accidentally running it like she did yesterday. Did you see that? She accidentally made an 80-footer and she's trying to lay up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just outside the circle.
This is for par.
Oof. Dang.
This is a death putt too. You got to be careful. It slopes pretty steeply behind the basket. Ella on the upslope though.
Keeping it to single bogey, which is good. I mean, she was left, right, left. Like, it's really easy to stack up strokes on this hole.
Look at Alexis. Is that for birdie?
Yeah, absolutely parked. And Catrina right there for her par as well.
Fun fact, she was the only birdie of the day.
Oh, wow, nice. And she made it look like, oh, yeah, that's just how you do it.
Only 27% of the field taking a par, so this hole played tough
I love
today.
that Alexis hit the V tree to get there, too.
Yeah. It's like the Idlewild passage.
Catrina, with the bogey. Oh, math.
Hole 13, the infamous Y hole. Get through this gap and you don't have to worry about all the crazy stuff underneath. And there's a lot of it. Ideally, you push far here, but with some nice left finish at the very end, because the more you penetrate into these trees, the better your second shot looks. There is an out of bounds creek all the way down the left-hand side that can come into play if you're throwing a forehand or maybe a backhand turnover up to the green. They left kind of an obnoxious amount of tiny trees on this approach.
Just 2 or 3 taken out of here would be great.
I'm very pro tree, but these are like perfectly placed.
Not these ones.
Yeah, not these ones. Oh no.
Yeah. Safe though, I think, for Alexis.
There's room down there, but it's so luck based on whether you land safe or not. There's no rhyme or reason.
Wow, Catrina just lacing it. Oh.
So good.
Catrina throwing her pro line torrent, pretty much her go-to, it seems like. Ohn going forehand, I guess, just to hit the gap.
Yeah,
Landing near that edge is really not a bad place to be.
I think she struggled with the backhand yesterday.
It's tricky.
It is tricky.
Okay, that looks like a mid-range.
And you don't want to leave it up to fate on whether or not you're out of bounds on the tee.
Right. That's an MD3. Some good luck there. Ella's flirting with that OB line. The tree kicks her back in. Oh, God. Alexis with garbage.
Nothing. She's safe, but might as well.
You might as well be. Yeah. Good pitch out. Alexis having a pretty big open gap to attack here.
A little bit of a yank to the right. She again checks up, not in the out of bounds.
Alexis has had some bogeys, but this feels kind of like the first. Like that was the first shot that you're like, she usually hits those, you know?
Yep. Oh
no.
man.
That looks OB too.
Yeah, she found that left side OB creek, and she's still got, 200 feet to the pin?
Yeah, she's way down there, but... Ella gets caught up, but is still in a decent position. This is all those little sticky trees Matt was talking about. It's kind of like a little throw and hope happening. Ohn from the edge of the rough with a great little forehand. Really nice.
It's played as the 4th most difficult hole on the day, averaging at almost a full stroke over par.
This is the best drive you're going to see from Catrina. I mean, that's
And this backhand gap
unreal.
is 6 feet wide. Like, she
Yeah.
just hit the tiniest gap ever. Wow, so good.
So good. I mean, so where the pin used to be, she would have, the rare eagle look. Alexis laying it up pretty close.
Ella's 3rd, just chipping up to the green. There were only 4 birdies on the day.
Let's see if Ohn can make something happen. It's a good effort. Alexis for bogey.
Great save.
Whoa, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, because the OB.
Yeah.
Yep. Felt like a bogey. Was a triple. What a birdie from Catrina. That's the easiest birdie I've seen. Like, it didn't even look like she had to work very hard. Hole 14, difficult par 4. This is a teeny little gap. It's maybe 12 feet. Forehand, either like a flip up or maybe just a tiny flex, because you do want to move right at the corner. You do see a lot of backhand turnovers as well with slower speed discs. You want to land somewhere in this realm, and then, I mean, I feel like it's forehand, but you can make anything work. You want to land somewhere in this short island, or, I mean, I guess you can attack on your second, but you have to have a monster drive to think about it.
Yeah, and it has to be perfectly placed too, because there's all those trees, there's no gaps that are good.
Yeah,
quote,
I feel
unquote.
like you're just trying to make the gap, and there's not like a secondary landing zone that you're thinking like, I'm going to put my disc right here. You're like, no, I'm going to make the gap and see where I land. Catrina makes the gap, turns over to the right, a little bit more than you want, but great distance. Oh, and really overturning it, but getting an okay amount down there. She can still par. It'll be tricky though.
Yeah, Ella finding the gap, getting way down there.
Dang, catches a tree. I would have loved to see where that would have finished, but she's in a really good spot. Alexis pretty early.
Being on that left side, though, I think is better than being early right.
Slightly better.
Slightly better.
Because the right side has like the whole tree line to deal with. That's a great looking sidearm. Really solid. It's going to be tricky, but she has a chance to save her par. Ohn pretty deep in here.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was so far back off the edge of the woods. She does have a little gap.
I mean, yeah, she hits it. She's at the corner.
Yeah, it's tough over there.
Looking like a bogey. We'll see. Catrina from a knee, little putter shot. Getting all the way down here. This is ideal.
Yeah, that's great.
There is this whole winding creek that is super risky if you get aggressive. Ella throwing a sidearm, kind of pushing it. Ooh.
Checks up just before the out of bounds line. Oh, is she going for it? Yeah.
Yeah? No.
Dang. She was going for it.
I know. It's just a bummer. She landed OB. I mean, that's the risk, though.
And I mean, that's still like a 50 or 60 foot putt.
Right.
Alexis must have saw a gap as well.
I mean, she got that tree, right? Mm-hmm. That first tree.
Thankfully. Catrina with a touchy little flex. Maybe just a little bit deep, but there's
she's good.
Oh, yeah.
Alexis chipping up a sidearm as well. Ella from 1 foot out of bounds here. Also going sidearm. That looks like a run.
Ooh. Ooh. Dang.
Uh-huh.
Catching medal.
Oh. You know, I had a whole discussion with my card whether the bridge was in bounds.
Did she land on the bridge?
No, I mean, she went OB underneath, I assume, and that's why, or like, cross the bridge. But yeah, they are in bounds. Ella with a really great putt there. She gets a par. Alexis with the bogey.
This usually plays as one of the hardest holes on the course. Today it's middle of the pack, but still only 10% of the field getting birdies. It's only 5 competitors.
Ohn with the double there.
Catrina with a very solid par.
Yeah, coming into the home stretch here. Catrina holding on to that 3 down. She's got a 5-stroke lead, looking really comfy. Really no one on her. I mean, Ohn is, what? Yeah, 5 strokes behind her, and then Missy from Chase Card is 1 down.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a nice lead to have.
Lead. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, but Catrina looking so solid out there. Just needs to finish strong.
Moving on to hole 15, a very, very uphill tee shot. It says 387 feet, but it plays like 500. You want to throw something above all these roots. Ideally, being further left is better than being right. Right takes away your opportunity to necessarily get to the pin on your second shot for birdie. The more left you are, the more open this is. You can chip through this gap that's about halfway up the fairway and ideally land something softly on the green. There are a good amount of guardian trees that get in the way while you're putting, but this is a very gettable par 4 here. We will see some birdies.
Catrina catching that main tree. Oof. I mean, she kicks left, but like she's still in the fairway and her footing doesn't even look that bad. This is the worst fairway as far as roots and mud go.
Totally.
And again, the Pro Tour did put some clay down for grip, but it's still rough.
Yeah, early tree is brutal though here. That is, oof. It can get out of control quickly, but that was a very fortunate kick.
Mm-hmm. Ella catching a tree as well. Oh man, Alexis too. This kind of surprising. Mm-hmm. Like it's not the easiest tee shot, but usually you see someone get up into the landing zone. Let's see if Ohn can do it. Yeah.
There we go.
That's great.
Way up there too.
Everyone else scrambling.
You can still get a par from here depending on what your second shot looks like.
Yeah, if you could just get to the mouth of that gap. Oh, Catrina getting all the way through it. Wow. So much power on that standstill.
That's very steeply uphill. It's hard to tell from the camera angle, but man, it's way up there.
Yeah, that was impressive.
And a really nice angle.
And yeah, Alexis taking the run up, fading early. Like that's a more typical result, just showing how impressive Catrina's shot was.
Totally. That corner can be forgiving. We'll see what she has to work with. Ella tucked a little bit more right. Makes this angle a lot sharper, but
it sets up for the forehand though, which Ella obviously has because she is parked for birdie. It's way harder to throw the backhand from the right side, but you can do the forehand, but it takes so much power.
Ohn with almost a straight shot. Looking at it, she throws a flex and lands. Ooh, gets a little roll action, but she lands inside the circle.
Yeah, it's a great shot. Unfortunate little roll, but she's still pretty close.
And Alexis, even after kind of shanking her second shot, she still can get up and down for a par here.
That was a decent shot from her footing. That was a very deep lunge. Catrina's third. She's parked. Alexis for a par save.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
21% of the field taking a birdie here.
Nice. Oh, that was a dirty one.
So dirty.
Dead center low.
Every time Ohn does that, I saw her have that exact same kind of spit out yesterday. She says, too hard. Immediately. Like, it's not the basket's fault. It's my fault.
Yeah, well, that is why I'm an Ohn fan.
Mm-hmm. Competitor mindset is everything.
Personal accountability. Mm-hmm. Man, Ella with a great birdie.
Yeah.
She wasn't totally in position, but that second shot was astounding.
If disc golf is your game, make Gotta Throw your Disc Golf Warehouse. With a huge selection of discs, bags, baskets, carts, shirts, and more. GottaGoThrow.com has all the tools to take your game to the next level. Shop online or our Golden Valley, Minnesota store. Free shipping with all online orders over $75. Online or in-store, get what you need for the game you love. GottaGoThrow.com, your disc golf warehouse. In the game since 1993.
Hole 16, our big par 5. There was a bit of a tailwind today, so a little bit different than what we've experienced. You have OB lining the right and left-hand side. First shot tends to be conservative. You just want to get to the top of the hill and set yourself up for your second shot, where you want to land basically bush high, I guess. You want to like get to the crest of this hill so that you can see the pin and then attack on your third shot. Even if you lay up, you can still give yourself a circle 2 look for birdie. It's a tiny little green. This OB creek wraps in front, and then the OB is really tight on the logs behind it as well. Super attackable, but also difficult. I mean, if you get off the fairway, it can become a nightmare very quickly.
Yeah, I think a lot of competitors too on that last shot will try to land short instead of going for the green because you can easily skip out of bounds deep.
Yep. Ella with a big shot. I think that was a DD3 from Ella. Catrina going Marweed Hurricane. Nice tall hyzer. In a great spot. Definitely like taking a bit off of her drive just to, land safe at a good spot.
There was a left to right crosswind here, so you just wanted to make sure not to throw a flex shot and let the underside of your disc see that wind.
You didn't have a tailwind?
No.
Interesting. Mine was more taily with some left to right.
Yep, hyzer is the play here.
Yeah, kind of pushing that right side is important for a right-handed player.
And here is, like Erika said, where you want to land bush high. It's in your head. You're thinking about it. You're wanting to avoid it.
Yeah, getting behind that bush on the right sucks. It makes your third shot so difficult. But you want to aim at it and then skip left like Ohn did here. Alexis throwing her Undertaker right in the middle of the fairway.
Catrina giving it some height in case she does have to deal with the bush, but checks up early, and she'll be cresting the hill too.
Dropping that Hurricane again, specifically the Marweed Hurricane.
I feel like we could see Ella go big here.
Yeah, definitely possible.
Ooh, it doesn't quite get the turn she wants.
She was trying to get down there for sure.
Yeah.
That was a DD3. She's OB almost all the way to that corner before it kind of bows out into a bigger inbounds bubble. Alexis is third. I like this play. The right side is a little bit more forgiving, and then you can kind of hyzer in. That's great. Alexis going to have a circle 2 look for her birdie. Ohn throwing this out wide. I'm sure it's a destroyer, nice and stable, coming back.
That's
Oh, no. Checks up.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That's a lot of disc trust there.
Yeah.
Catrina likely doing a similar plan. Probably not trying to crash the green.
She's throwing putter, so more conservative.
Long putts are good on this hole.
Yeah. It's super risky to try to crash the green.
Without the rainy conditions, this played is the sixth most difficult hole in the course.
Ella throwing 4 with the OB stroke.
Still only 5 birdies on the day.
No, come on.
Oh.
I hate that. I
know.
I hate it.
I don't like that OB line either. It just punishes good shots.
It just discourages you from going for it.
Right, especially with how fast and skippy this green is.
Yeah, and Alexis with a great bid. She's 1 inch too high. Yeah, you need a little bit of speed coming down the hill. It's super hard to slow it down enough. Catrina for birdie.
I feel like there should still be an out of bounds line, but it should be a little bit further up. Because if you take it away entirely, then everyone's just crashing into the hill.
Totally, right.
So it makes sense. But like having it at the edge of that green is just brutal.
And give it like 3 feet. Mm-hmm. Wow, what a great putt from Ohn. Man, I can't believe her third shot checked up.
Yeah.
What a way to cash it, though.
Get some up close smiles. That's a good birdie to get.
Yeah, and her and Ella were tied. We're moving into the final stretch here, so Ohn gets a couple of strokes. Catrina with a nice par.
Yeah, no nonsense. She's just maintaining at this point.
Alexis with a par as well.
Hole 17. An out of bounds creek that just weaves all throughout the fairway with a bunch of narrow gaps you have to hit. There are some more safe plays that you can do here. A lot of people will just be crashing the green because if you go out of bounds on the green, it's a fairly straightforward circle, inside the circle putt for your circle 3.
Yeah, not even 20 feet.
Yeah, you can crash right with a sidearm or left with a backhand as well and give yourself a little bit of a longer look for that birdie. We'll see what everyone does here.
Ohn obviously going sidearm flex. She gets all the way down there. She's going to be on the short side of the green, leaving about a 25-footer to try to save her par.
And it is a death putt.
Mm-hmm.
Catrina catches an early tree, kicks left.
Inbounds, though?
Yeah, looks like it checked up okay.
It's such a sketchy upshot, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she does have some strokes to play with, though we know Missy Gannon is pushing from chase card as well. I like this play. The right side is the safer side. It has kind of the most safe area to land in.
Just a little too deep.
Mm-hmm. Alexis is going to be putting very close to Ohn from the short side. Ella throwing her Lux Link.
Doesn't quite get the turn on that she wants.
Oh, it's OB. Catrina inbounds, but pretty far. Kind of saws off that sidearm. She'll have a long putt. At least she's safe.
Yeah, erroring right is the play here.
She just lays up. She's got strokes.
After trickling out of bounds, Ella with about a 50-footer, 40-footer.
It was a good run.
Draws medal.
Ohn for her par save.
Yeah, she's good with the straddle, too.
She's just good, period.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis trying to do the same. Nice. Those aren't easy.
Nope. They are scary death putts.
Ella taking the bogey. So does Catrina.
Only 2 birdies on the day from Paige Shue and Hannah Manis. Those are good feeling twos.
Yeah, Paige Shue absolutely parked it. Let's finish it off with another par 5. Only 650, but treacherous, dead straight. You want to land at least at the top of this hill. You can throw a putter, start disking up, and sure, you can get down here and maybe even get an eagle look, but so risky. Dead straight shot. Ideally, on your second shot, you are getting at least close to, if not out of, this final gap here, and then attacking for the birdie. These 2 final trees are so dense. There's no way to get through them. If you hit them, if they're gonna knock you straight down, it might roll. You need to squeak underneath or possibly go to the side, but you're really trying to throw low and straight down the middle of that gap. So just gap the whole way.
Tree.
No, it's not what you want. Gets up the hill. She's a little left side, but she should be able to manufacture something from there.
This hole averaged just barely over the par of 5. That surprises me. This plate actually is one of the easier holes on the day. People.
That's cool.
Yeah, learning how to disc down and manage their landing areas.
Alexis got caught up. Wow. Oh, this looks good. Ooh. Tree does catch one final tree, but anything over that hill and somewhat in the center is really solid. Ella going MD3.
She filleted this yesterday too.
Oh, that's so far.
So good.
A lot of second shots landing there. This is a really tough angle because you need to throw a hyzer, but it can't skip left at the end. Wow. Really great shot from Alexis.
Yeah, nice angle of landing.
Man, Ohn, God, right on that tree. I get so nervous.
It checked up
And
great.
she doesn't skip left either.
Yeah,
So
I don't-
impressive.
Yeah, I don't understand how they're doing that.
Half the time those like launched to the left-hand side and you're left with nothing. It's impressive. Catrina from the right throwing her standstill putter.
Not trying to do anything crazy. She doesn't need to be hyper aggressive here.
Yeah, I mean, she can birdie from there and she does not need to. Catrina, I believe, is +1 on the back nine, but 2 down overall and winning comfortably.
Alexis gets way down there. She may not have a putt, but she might have a little knee putt.
God, Ella's second. She could
Wow.
eagle it. No.
She was going big too.
Bummer. And this is a much harder shot.
Oof.
I think she's okay. I know she's kind of in those bushes a little, but dang, that's a bummer. Catrina's third. She's going standstill. Torrent.
Kind of surprised Ohn's going backhand here.
You never know, I feel like.
Yep.
She can do either. Get underneath.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice roll finish.
Ohn with about 28 feet left. Ella throwing 4. Great mid-range touch.
Oh yeah.
She parks it. Could have been a putter even. Catrina's 4th. Perfect.
That's just the theme of the day for Catrina.
Yeah, I mean, she had, 3 bogeys?
She's so solid. Almost every shot just so perfect. Big birdie putt from Ohn.
Heck yes.
Huge. And she lives for the crowd reactions.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Solid tournament from Ella Hansen. So impressive to watch her really dial her game in on these narrow fairways at Idlewild.
So that putt secured a tie for second with Ohn. But story of the day, obviously, Catrina Allen. Smooth path to victory here. Very impressive showing.
Stayed so solid on the rainy day rounds and then came out shooting fire on the final day.
2022 LWS Open at Idlewild FPO champion, Catrina Allen.
And welcome in everyone, Catrina Allen, hoisting multiple trophies. I don't know if you're gonna have room to pack all of those with the trips you're going on, but so many times this year, you've battled back. You've struggled out of the gate, but then you battle back and you always finish strong. You started out with a 4-stroke deficit at this tournament. Yesterday, you were the co-leader. Today, you take it down. How does that feel?
Really good. And yeah, there was actually, after the rain delay, I came back and had probably my worst hole of the season. I took an 8 on our first hole, had like a 150-foot rollaway that went in that creek. And yeah, Austin texted me to get over it, be fearless, stop playing scared, and I think he even said, like, be a lioness. Like, stop being afraid and just, play your game and be fearless. And I didn't want to hear it at the moment. I wanted someone to feel sorry for me, but he got me in a good mindset, so...
This course is so tough. It's so difficult because anything can happen out here. How do you bring that tough mindset into a place like this?
I think he's 100% right. You have to just 100% commit, and then you have to be okay about whatever happens, and you have to realize that there's going to be multiple, 2-stroke swings or lots of up and downs and back and forth, and just
rarely do we see anyone go into hole number 17 with a 4-stroke advantage. And just like we were saying, so many swings can happen there. Did you at all feel comfortable when you were at least walking up to hole 17 with a 4-stroke advantage?
I didn't know until my layup here that I looked at the scores, because I knew if I looked early, I was in a good mindset and I didn't want to really mess with that. And then I thought, once I get to my approach on 18, then I'll worry about what I should do.
Well, it's great to see you hoist yet another trophy. Is there anything you want to say to everyone out there?
No, just thanks for bearing with me through the last couple months. I don't think I've won since March, so this feels awesome, and I'm so in such a good place. So many fans and friends, my mom and DGA and Squatch and Austin and the Dickersons, and I could go on forever. I just feel so lucky to be so loved and supported by the disc golf community, so thank you.
Again, Catrina Allen, your champion here at Idlewild.
Catrina's dead on here. You can't just play safe at Idlewild. You have to attack the course.
Be a lioness is amazing advice, and I love it.
Yeah, it's not a place where you can play conservative and come out on top. It's just not that type of course. And accepting the errors when they happen, like you can see here, there were some 2-stroke swings here with people that she knows were chasing her for the lead, and staying strong is what matters the most here.
Missy Gannon with the hot round. She's 3 down on the round. Ends up tying for second with Ohn. What a great round from her. Alexis and Ella tying for 4th place.
Yeah, that rounds out the top 10 for your LWS Open at Idlewild.
We did it.
Yeah, thanks again to our VIP members. You guys are the best. We couldn't do it without you, really. Thanks also to GK Pro Disc Golf for covering FPO. We appreciate you so much. Go check out gkprodisc.com for some GK Pro merch. Also, gkprodisc.com for your 2 Hot Geese merch. Thanks, you guys, for the bucket hats, the T-shirts, the pins. It's so awesome hearing you guys honk at us on the course.
I got to sign a bucket hat. It
So
was
did
hilarious,
I.
yeah.
It was great. And also felt very comfortable. I'm just kidding. But thank you guys so much. We will see you guys at the next one. Until then, honk. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're the 2 Hot Geese.